What's up, y'all? So anyway, let's talk about something here. Um, so the thought came to my mind is that, you know, most men out here have mundane ambition. And while I don't see anything wrong with that whatsoever, because, hey, do you? I do see a whole bunch and a lot of problems with mundane ambition. And that is the fact that um, people out here are focused on non spiritual matters. Excuse me. And they're just stuck in a constant cycle of negativity. Poor me in my life is shit. And, the truth is, when you don't have mundane ambition, even spiritual people out here, and they used to really tick me off. Like, people think that, like, that I'm evil now. Shit. I was a lot more evil going back a few years ago or more. I really was. Now, granted, I've become more experienced, so therefore, things land all the time, and I don't have to worry about that. And, is what it is. Try not to get into myself too much. But, truth is, if you have mundane ambition and your life is atheist, nihilist, even agnostic, people out here, the whole problem with that is, okay, you believe the world is fucked, okay? And you refuse to test things that worked in the past and things that are working now still to this day. It's like when this drought, came on, recently, and after, basically the subliminals and stuff that I did, I put a lot of work into that. And the drought is basically, fucking up all the enemies. It's fucking with their brain. It's making them all, foggy whatsoever. But me, the grand purple wizard who takes care of things and is your fucking savior, um, yeah, I don't have that much of a cloudy, foggy brain like I usually do when it's hot out. So therefore, I can get the words out right now, which is good. But when did this drought started happening? Started happening around the time of the waning moon. Get my permanent match. Whatever they call these things. I found one actually. Someone dropped it and it works. Pretty cool actually. These matches you can buy that are like permanent matches. But I've seen what negativity can do to someone in their beliefs, and when I mean negativity, I mean what I really mean is mundane things, nihilism, God is dead, there is no God, atheism, or the ones who question their faith or haven't decided, the agnostics. You have the English language, you have fucking movies, you have books about esoteric fucking subjects. Movies, there's just, an example because some people watch movies because it stimulates their brain, and then they're able to communicate better. That's, I think, the benefit of watching movies, at least spiritually, because in our own way, if it's not the movie's not negative, you're just uh, taking some ideas whatsoever from it. I tend to stay away from movies because movies are just, shit in general. I'm more of a music kind of person. But the thing is, if you believe that you're always going to live under a surveillance state, you know, yeah, you ever feel lonely? Hey, just know the government is your greatest stalker, so you shouldn't feel lonely. But you want to get rid of the surveillance state. Well, that would have to be in a homogenous society. Everybody talks down on regimes in the past historically, whatsoever. But what was her name? Sarah Plain, I think her name was. She's a smart older woman. Uh, if the Soviets could have got a hold of basically some of the spying shit that people have now, they would have gave their fucking right leg for it. It's what she said, I'm pretty sure. And you know, because everybody, like this person's funded, that person's funded, blah 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 whatsoever, that there's a never-ending cycle to this madness. That's so untrue. It's just that you are focused and have mundane ambition. You are focused on mundane things. When you actually look at the stats too, because I got to be careful what I say because of YouTube's policies, but things are working out in our favor. They really are. And I'd have to say a lot of those reasons is because of the curses, and shit that we put on the ingrates. The ingrates out here, the people that want to flood, our pretty pristine Southland, they did not know that Florida was basically this fucking bad whatsoever, and that they could be chased out, aka through, hurricanes, aka through heat, aka through, you know, wizardry. And that's the thing. When we were cursing the Yankees that were invading Florida and other places in 2024, what happened that year? A hurricane. Yep. Yep. Not one, but two. And as a result, it was like over 100 hurricanes responded, formed as a result of the second hurricane. It was one of the, colder years in Florida, too, when we did that. But guess what, y'all? Who was everybody blaming it on? They were blaming it on the Zionists. They were blaming it on the government. Because those people are responsible for everything, right? Oh, come on. For real. Why don't you take a little bit of responsibility and stop being so mundane? Have a little bit of confidence in yourself. A little bit of, courage. Because the truth is, I'm not seeing it with people out here. And, the truth is, while people would rather get stuck up in politics and, negative shit, instead of, not focusing on mundane things and building an empire. It's like These dudes you see on the internet, these lefty dudes, they're because they come in all shapes. They come from the Midwest. They come from Yankee states. They come from Cali. They come from fucking Texas. Okay, so it's even in the South that you see these lefties, and not dissing on people that have never shot something before, but it looks like these people couldn't shoot a goddamn fucking bird, off a goddamn fucking wooden boat. So therefore, it's like, do these people have any room to talk about how fucking manly they are? No. Or how good their morals are? No. The truth is, they're not a fucking man. A man has ambition. As Alexander the Great said, trust and believe in the gods. And people out here who, I'm just saying, don't believe in, say, like anything other than Christianity because it's sacrilege, or I don't know what your beliefs are. Maybe you mix some of that stuff in your religion. I don't agree with it because it's been a plague and a curse among our people to be Christians. But the truth is that I believe in the gods and the goddesses, and I believe in the tree of life, Yggdrasil, the Quilipa, the Klipa. That's what I believe in. I also mix my beliefs with other things: Shintoism, Celtic mythology, Slavic paganism, Roman paganism, Greek paganism, and I mix some newer age occult stuff into my practices too. The level that I have been ascending at lately is so high, it's not even funny. Like, I was really in a bad place, in a bad time in 2023, 2022, 2024. And as of recent, I've really, not only have I gone back and resorted to like my younger years and stuff like that, collecting CDs and doing things that make me happy, but I don't have mundane ambition, and I am no one's fucking slave, especially in this fucking world. Who wants to be a slave in this world? Because being a slave in this world comes with, not a fucking, strike of lightning, but a goddamn fucking bill. So therefore, it's like, I'm going to have anything other than what all these other people have out here, which is mundane ambition. My goals are not meant for other people to understand. And I could care less if they ever do. And if I have to die just for someone else to achieve the goals that I want this world to achieve, I will. Because here's the thing, unlike people out here, I'm a fucking man. And for the people like, show your fucking face and stuff like that, because I get it when I have live streamed it before. Well, here's the thing, diamonds were meant to be kept in the safe, and why are you asking to see another man's face? So with that being said, peace out.